Hello and welcome to this series on grading in Blackboard. This is part one of a three-part series. This video will focus on grading navigation. In Blackboard you can access student work and grade it from several different areas. We'll cover the needs grading screen, which is super duper helpful. We'll also look at accessing student work from Grad Center, and we'll look at accessing grading items from the individual items themselves, which is particularly important when we're looking at discussions. So first we're going to have a look at the needs grading screen. So in the control panel under Grad Center, we're going to go to needs grading, and I bet the whole time you were watching all the Grad Center basics videos and we kept going to full Grad Center, you were super curious about where the needs grading screen went, and now you'll know. Here it is, the needs grading screen. Anything that is waiting for a grade will be listed here automatically. Now there are a couple of caveats to that. This only works for those items in Blackboard that automatically create a Grad Center column. So manually created columns that students do work for and turn in class for seated classes won't appear here, and that's because Blackboard isn't psychic and can't tell when a student has physically handed something into you. But if a student does work in Blackboard on a graded item like a discussion post or submits a file or completes a test, that will show up here. Now the benefit of the needs grading area is that it makes it really quick and easy for us to grade student work as it comes in. If you access student work from the needs grading screen, you can navigate directly to the next needs grading item all the way down this list, so you don't have to navigate to each individual item. So let's take a quick look at that. We'll click on the first item. We'll go ahead and we'll just enter a grade so we can move on to the next one here. You would evaluate the student work on this screen and enter a score. Whoops. Click submit, and you'll automatically be navigated to the next item in that list in the needs grading screen. And that can be really helpful because you can just go straight down that list, just one after another, and it makes grading really efficient. Okay, now let's look at grading from the full Grad Center. So we're going to go back to our familiar full Grad Center. Okay, so from the column header, we have the option for assignments to grade the attempts. And when we click on that, it will take us to the first attempt in the column. And as we grade, we'll go to the next attempt and the next attempt on down the line, even if there are multiple attempts for each student. Let's go back to full Grad Center and see what that looks like for discussion. Now for discussions, we're going to click on the individual student, and we can click on grade user activity. This will show us all of a student's posts for that particular discussion forum. So we'll see all of their original posts and any replies that they've made to other students. Again, we'll grade here on the right hand side and click submit, and then we can scroll down here and click OK to see that our score has been entered in Grad Center. So that's a little different than the automatic forwarding to the next attempt and the next student that we see with assignment grading. Now that's why the needs grading is so helpful when grading discussions, because it will continuously push you to the next student and the next student and the next student, so you don't have to keep returning to full Grad Center to click on each individual student's work. There are some really interesting features for grading tests. We'll go into a lot more detail on those in the next video when we cover grading tests specifically, but for now I want to just mention a couple of things. From the column header, you can grade attempts, and that will push you through each attempt, just like in the assignments grading. You can grade with the usernames hidden, and this helps eliminate some grading bias. Then you can grade by question. So grade questions will we'll give you a list of the questions, and you can pick a question and you'll grade all of the different attempts for just that one question, which can kind of be helpful sometimes if you want to keep your mind focused on that specific answer and evaluate that answer for all students and then go on to the next question. You can also grade an individual student's attempt by clicking on that student's drop menu and selecting their attempt. From here, you'll see all of the students' answers and can grade anything that's not auto-graded. When you're finished, you'll click Submit. Okay, now for discussions, there's one more way you can access student work and grade. We're going to go into the discussions area, and we have a couple of different options here. From the actual forums drop menu, we can click on Grade, and grade from this area by selecting each individual student's work to grade. You'll notice, and we'll cover this a little more in detail in the next video, that all of the grading options for discussions lead back to the user activity screen. We're going to go back real quick. Once we're inside the discussions forum, we can click the grade button here, and again it takes us back to this same screen. It's just one more way to navigate to it. As I always say, there are at least 3 ways to do anything, and that's certainly true when it comes to accessing student work for grading in Blackboard. We've covered grading navigation, including the very helpful Needs Grading screen, the full Grad Center, and grading directly from discussions. In the next video, we'll break down grading of each of these item types: discussions, assignments, and tests. In the meantime, be awesome.